Hello children, welcome back. Now in the previous lecture we were learning chapter number 5, a different kind of school. So what did we see? That this was a special school where there were different methodologies to teach. Now we will see whether those methods were effective or not. There is no misery about it, Miss Beam continued. Everyone is very kind and it is really something of a game. Before the day is over though, even the most thoughtless child realizes what misfortune is. So when Miss Beam told Arthur that this is how we teach, by giving each child a blind day, a dumb day, a deaf day, so Arthur was surprised and he was thinking that it must be really difficult. It must be miserable to be blind for one day, to be dumb for one day, to be deaf for one day. So Miss Beam said that it is not so much of a tragedy, it is no misery. It is just like a small game for them, but at the end of the day, even the most thoughtless child will be more empathetic. He will know that how the less fortunate feel. The blind day is of course really the worst, but some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult. We cannot bandage the children's mouths, so they really have to exercise their willpower. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So most children say that blind day is the most difficult, but some feel that dumb day means they don't have to speak anything for a full day. That is the most difficult for some. Why? Because their mouths are not bandaged. They have to control themselves. They have to have a very strong will to not speak. So for some that is very difficult. Then Miss Beam tells the author that come with me. Come and ask the children yourself about how they feel about this. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girls. Here's a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam and left us. So Miss Beam took him to a girl and told her that this man wants to talk to you, and then she went away. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. So don't you ever just look for some time? Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating. But I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. You can't see a thing. You feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. It's such a relief just to sit down. So she says that no, I cannot peep, I don't peep. That would be cheating. I don't like cheating. It is wrong to cheat. But she had never realized that being blind would be so difficult. Every time she feels like she is going to hit something and it is awful. She does not like this at all. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. So the author was curious. He asked that, are your helpers good? Do they help you? Are they kind? Fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. Those that have been blind already are the best helpers. It's perfectly ghastly not to see. I wish you would try. So when the author asked that, are the helpers kind? So she said that fairly, yes, most of the time, but they are not so careful. When I will be the helper, I will be more careful. And I feel that the children who have already been blind once, they know how difficult it is. And they are the best helpers. I think you should try. Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. So the author asked that, can I take you anywhere? Oh yes, she said. Let's go for a little walk. Only you must tell me about things. I shall be so glad when today is over. The other bad days can't be half as bad as this. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. So she says that yes, let's go, but you will have to tell me what is happening around us. And I think that this is the worst day. When your leg is tied up, when you are part crippled, I think that is almost fun. When you have to hop around everywhere, I think that must be fun. But being blind is the worst of all. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome because you can't eat without help and things like that. So she says that even when your arm is tied up, when your hands are tied up, that can be difficult because you cannot eat on your own. You will need help for almost everything. I don't think I'll mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. But being blind is so frightening. My head aches all the time just from worrying that I'll get hurt. Where are we now? So she says that but being deaf would also be okay with me, but being blind is really the worst. My head aches. My head aches thinking that I am going to bump into something, that I will collide with something, I will be hit by something. And she asked that, where are we right now? In the playground, I said. We are walking towards the house. Miss Beam is walking up and down the garden with a tall girl. So he says that right now we are in the playground and we are going towards the house. And I can see that Miss Beam is walking up and down. Up and down means walking to and fro, from here to here, moving here and there with a tall girl. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. So she was curious that what is that girl wearing? A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. So the girl was wearing a blue skirt and a pink blouse. I think it's Millie, she said. What color is her hair? So she is guessing that maybe that girl is Millie, and she asked that what is the color of her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie. She is the head girl. So now she is sure that the girl who is wearing these clothes and who has light hair, she must be Millie, and she is the head girl of the school. That's an old man tying up roses, I said. Yes, that's Peter. He is the gardener. He is hundreds of years old. And here comes a girl with curly red hair. She is on crutches. That's Anita, she said. Okay, what else is the author saying? There is a man who is tying roses. So the girl says that is our gardener. His name is Peter. Then he also sees another girl with red curly hair. So the girl says that is Anita. Means she remembers everything. She knows everything very well. And so we walked on. Gradually, I discovered that I was 10 times more thoughtful than I ever thought I could be. I also realized that if I had to describe people and things to someone else, it made them more interesting to me. When I finally had to leave, I told Miss Beam that I was very sorry to go. So, at the end of the day, he thought that he was more thoughtful, he was more mindful, he was more empathetic. He was able to understand the pain of others. He did not think that he would feel this way. So when it was time to go, he told Miss Beam that I am really sorry, I don't want to go, but I have to go. Ah, she replied, then there is something in my system after all. So she is happy that okay, there is something that you found interesting. My system is very good after all. So Miss Beam was very happy. So children, what did we learn in this chapter? We learned that it is very important for us to be empathetic, to think about others as well. Others who are not so fortunate like us, those who are blind, dumb, deaf, injured, crippled, they are not as lucky as us. They don't have an easy life. So next time children, you are rude to someone, listen, remember this chapter, remember this school, and you will think twice and be good to them. This is the end of our semester, end of our chapter. I will see you again. Till then, bye-bye.